All right, today we're going to talk about something called mflo. It's a whole new way of thinking about our online world, and honestly, it's all built around one single really powerful idea. Let's just dive right in.
So this quote, this really hits home, doesn't it? It's the core of that feeling we all get online. You know, the endless noise, the spam, the rage bait that clogs up everything, and it all comes down to one simple fundamental problem: it costs nothing to get in. And when entry is free, well, the space just becomes worthless.
So to really get what mflo is trying to do, we actually need to rewind the clock, like way back, over 100 years. We're going to look at the exact same problem, but instead of playing out online, this one happened on actual city streets.
Just try to picture it. The early 1900s. You've got horses, you've got people walking, and you've got these brand new things called cars, all just smashing together at intersections with absolutely no rules. It was complete chaos. I mean, by 1920, thousands of people were dying every year. It was a system that basically rewarded whoever was the most aggressive, the most reckless. Total low trust, high danger situation. And here's where it clicks, right? This is the perfect parallel. The carnage and gridlock back then, that's our rage bait and spam today. The most aggressive person winning, that's just the loudest voice winning now. The low trust, the collapsed throughput, that's become algorithmic sorting and the complete collapse of any real signal. It is literally the exact same problem, just happening in a digital space.
So, how did they fix it? How did we solve all that chaos on the streets? Well, the solution was something nobody expected. It was totally counterintuitive. They didn't try to make things faster or easier. Nope, they added friction. A very specific kind of friction.
So check this out. August 5th, 1914 in Cleveland, Ohio, the very first electric traffic light goes up, and it introduces this totally radical idea, a tiny, mandatory cost that you couldn't get out of. And what was that cost? Just a few seconds of your time. It was this little, irreversible offering you had to make to the shared space. And you know what? People hated it. At first, anyway.
But the result? It was absolutely mind-blowing. By adding just that little bit of friction, that little pause, the throughput of the intersection, how many cars could get through safely, it just skyrocketed. That simple cost of stopping for a moment created trust, and that trust allowed everyone to move with confidence. Incredible.
Okay, so let's bring it back to today. In the mflo protocol, they have a name for this digital traffic light. They call it a burn, and it's the exact same idea. You make a small, permanent offering to a shared public space just to prove you're serious about being there.
Now, this part is absolutely crucial. Where does this burn go? It goes to an address they call the fountain, and the fountain is basically a black hole. Any tokens sent there are just gone, forever. They don't go to the devs, they're not a payment to somebody else. This is the key insight. It's a non-extractive cost. It's not a transaction, it's a public declaration, a signal.
So how does this actually work? It's a really simple pattern they call quest, key, gate. Think of it like this. The system gives you a quest, a target. You then burn a precise amount to the fountain to basically forge a key that fits that target. The transaction hash from your burn becomes your unique key, and you use that key to open the gate. Simple. And that gate could be anything: posting, curating, messaging.
You know, there's this great analogy in the source material that I just love. It's like a smoke signal. Nobody cares about the wood that got burned, right? The wood was just the stuff you needed to make the signal. The point was the signal itself, the effort, the intent of the person who built the fire. In this system, the token is just the wood. Your deliberate action, your time, that's the signal.
All right, so we've got our digital traffic lights installed. We have this system of deliberate action. So what does that actually let us build? What kind of digital city becomes possible? Let's take a look.
Basically, there are two main ways to participate. You can be a creator, using tools for things like blockchain-authenticated writing or curating important links. Or you can be a cultivator, and your job is to help grow the community by finding other quality people and to support the whole platform's foundation.
And this non-extractive idea runs deep. I mean, even the way you support the network is different. Think about typical crypto staking. That's usually about locking up your tokens to get more tokens for yourself, right? You're extracting value. Here, with something they call VPOS, it's about pledging to permanently support the platform. You're contributing value to the shared system, not taking it out.
And all of this, it leads us to the single most important idea in this whole system. It's a philosophy that completely flips the script on how pretty much every other online platform works. Yeah, just take a second to read that.
Standing comes from records of relevant, respected actions, and capital can't substitute for that record. I mean, that's it. That's the whole ballgame. Your reputation, your standing in this community isn't about how much money you have. It's about what you've actually done.
So how do you earn it? Well, by showing up consistently, by curating good stuff, by actually engaging deeply with others. And most importantly, look at the bottom there, it is absolutely not based on your wallet size. You just can't buy your way to the top. It's impossible by design.
Okay, so what does this all mean for you listening to this right now? Well, this isn't just some white paper theory. This is a live working system, and this is basically an open invitation to come and help build it.
And this is really the fundamental question, isn't it? What would the internet even look like if we stopped measuring clicks and started measuring commitment? What if we built a digital world that actually values what people are willing to stand behind? What kind of content, what kind of conversations would rise to the top then?
And that right there, that's the opportunity. The foundation is laid. The traffic signals are installed. But the city itself, the culture, the community, that part hasn't been built yet. And that means the very first people who show up, they're the ones who get to define what this whole new thing becomes.
Which brings us to right now. The platform is officially open. It's ready for the first volunteers, the first citizens to come in, to play with it, to experiment, and to give their feedback. And I have to stress, the timing here is absolutely critical. This is all happening before the madness of the next crypto bull market. This is the quiet time. This is the time to build something real.
And one last thing, a little note from the creators themselves, given the date of their announcement. Let's just say, for those who really get what's broken about our online spaces, those with ears to hear, you'll know this is not an April Fool's post. This is a very real signal in a very, very noisy world. Thanks for tuning in.